Federal Labor boasts about jobs growth while 90% of Australian bosses expect staffing shortages. Federal Labor has boasted it has overseen the best jobs growth of any new government in 50 years, but chief executives are fearful of finding workers in 2023. The two sides of the jobs boom in Australia are demonstrated by an analysis released by the Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, and a survey commissioned by the Australian Industry Group, which found 90% of CEOs expected staffing shortages this year. The tight labour market, with unemployment down to 3.4%, has contributed to 8 consecutive cash rate rises since May, as the Reserve Bank of Australia unwinds emergency levels to counter soaring inflation. According to the Treasury analysis, 234,000 more people were employed in November than when Labor was elected in May, an increase of 1.7%.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.
1,000 more people were employed in November than when Labor was elected in May, an increase of 1.7%. That is the strongest result, both in terms of the number of jobs created and growth in employment, since before 1972. Comparable data was first collected in 1966. The expansion in the first 6 months under the Albanese government beat Kevin Rudd's first 6 months, which saw growth of 1.4%, and Bob Hawke's government, which achieved 1%. The first 6 months of the Abbott, Howard, Fraser, and Whitlam governments all saw jobs growth of 0.6% or less. Australia's result to November beat all other G7 countries over the same period. The US was second with 1.26% growth. The strongest sectors for Australian jobs were construction with 99,000 extra jobs, 8.4%, retail trade up 40,000 jobs, 3.1%, and accommodation and food services up 40,000 jobs, 4.4%. The AI Group survey found that chief executives were optimistic, with 49% expecting stronger conditions for business in 2023 compared with 30% who predicted a deterioration. The group's chief executive, Innes Willox, said business leaders were cautiously optimistic with expectations tempered by a number of supply-side concerns. 90% of businesses expect to be affected by staffing shortages in 2023, which Willox said would be most keenly felt in higher-skilled occupations but are evident across all skill levels, industries, and geographic locations. To boost the workforce, chief executives said they plan to invest in more in-house training and raise wages. Asked to rank the biggest growth inhibitor they would face in 2023, about 22% of chief executives ranked high wage costs first or second. AI Group said that was consistent with RBA estimates of wage growth rising from 3.1% to 3.9%. The greatest concern was about increased business costs, ranked first or second by 47% of chief executives, followed by skills shortages. Businesses are also expecting inflationary pressures of the past 2 years to continue, particularly for energy, Willox said. Supply chain disruptions are expected to persist due to global challenges, despite easing of pandemic-era constraints. There are also emerging concerns around global economic headwinds. Inflation and rising interest rates will see Australian economic growth slow in 2023. Chalmers on Friday told 24newsread.blogspot.com TV, "Our expectation is that Australia will avoid a recession. That's despite fears precipitous interest rate rises could spark a recession in the US and Europe." In a statement on Sunday, Chalmers said, "As we head into an uncertain year, we are pleased and proud of the jobs growth we've seen since we came to government. With growing global pressures set to impact us more in 2023, having more Australians in good jobs is one of our best defenses. Even with all these headwinds, this level of jobs growth is history-making and world-beating." Chalmers said there was plenty more we can still do, and will do, to make sure people can benefit from a growing economy. In 2023, the Albanese government plans to introduce a second tranche of industrial relations reforms to legislate its promises of same job same pay in labour hire and minimum conditions in the gig economy. Best defences. Even with all these headwinds, this level of jobs growth is history-making and world-beating. Chalmers said there was plenty more we can still do, and will do, to make sure people can benefit from a growing economy. In 2023, the Albanese government plans to introduce a second tranche of industrial relations reforms to legislate its promises of same job same pay in labor hire and minimum conditions in the gig economy. Labor hire and minimum conditions in the gig economy.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.